inquired about making dua after the fard prayer. Ad-dua is the greatest mean of worship, and you can make dua whenever, at any say time, including after the prayer. But the problem is when some people specify after the fard prayer to make congregational dua, because this is something that is not prescribed, nor was it practiced by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if somebody is making dua after the fard or after the sunnah prayer, for instance, occasionally, no problem. You can always make dua whenever you want to. As a matter of fact, if you're inquiring about the best times to make dua, the ahadith indicated that أقرب ما يكون العبد من ربه وهو ساجد, in sujood, while prostrating yourself in the prayer. And that does not include making an independent sujood, as many people after the fard prayer, when they finish the adhkar of the prayer, they fall in prostration to make dua. That is invalid. And instead of making dua and an act of worship, that becomes an innovation, and it would be rejected. The other position where the Prophet ﷺ used to make dua in every fard prayer is after reciting at-tashahhud and before making taslim. And al-ma'sur, that the Prophet ﷺ would not finish the prayer before seeking refuge with Allah against 4 calamities: فتنة المحيا والممات, فتنة المسيح الدجال, من عذاب النار ومن عذاب القبر, the trial of the false Messiah, the trial of life and death, the trial of the grave, the torment of the grave, and from the torment of the fire of hell. It has been also reported in some ahadith that the Prophet ﷺ used to seek forgiveness from Allah after the tashahhud and before making taslim, asking Allah, Allahumma اغفر لي ما قدمت وما أخرت وما أسررت وما أعلنت وما أنت أعلم به مني أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر, and so on. So I like to focus on the times where the Prophet ﷺ focused on in making dua. Al-ibadah, brothers and sisters, most of our questions can be answered simply by saying, tell me, how did the Prophet ﷺ used to do this? And instead of saying, okay, somebody told me we have to do this, or somebody is doing that. اتبعوا ولا تبتدعوا, follow and do not innovate. In the case of the prayer, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, صلوا كما رأيتموني أصلي. Pray as you have seen me praying. In case of Hajj, خذوا عني مناسككم, copy me pertaining to the manasik, the rituals and the rites of Hajj and Umrah. That makes it a lot easier instead of making up new acts of worship, or how to perform an act of worship different than the Prophet ﷺ would jeopardize your ibadah eventually.